Modern Drummer. I'm here with
Payton Taylor.
And you're on tour with
JoJo.
Guys, let's check out Payton's drum rig. This is super cool. It's a hybrid kit. There's a lot of really neat elements. I'm really excited to learn how you've integrated all of these into the show. So here we go. So take us around the kit and the acoustic drums. What are you playing and what do they sound like?
Okay, so this is a Masters Maple Gum Pearl kit. Everything on here is Pearl. Okay, we have a 10x7 rack, 12x8, 16x16, 22x18.
You sound great.
Oh,
wow.
thank you.
I mean, just really, really rich and full, but still tight enough that there's not a lot of extra ring.
Right. Yeah, it cuts through the mix for sure. And then we have 14x5.5 Sensitone Phosphor Bronze. And then this is a Pearl Aluminum Alloy Sensitone 14x6.5.
Let's hear 'em. Wow, night and day. One's cracking, your primary snare, and then this one's just big, deep, rock snare sound.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, and then for cymbals, what are you playing?
For cymbals, we have all Zildjian. I got the Sweet Crash over here, 1920 cluster. And then over here, we have 18K EFX. Under here, sorry, I'm going back and forth. A custom EFX Splash, 15K Sweet hi-hats. These are like my favorite. And then this is my special little stack I made. On the bottom, we have a 19 Special Effects Trash Crash, the Special Dry. And then in between, we have the Special Dry 14 hi-hat, the EFX one. And then on top is this 18 Spiral Trash, which I think has been discontinued because I can't find it anywhere now. They only have the small one, so this is like my baby.
So, a couple of things. First, where's the ride cymbal?
Ride cymbal? That was crazy. This is the first gig I haven't needed a ride cymbal on. The songs just didn't really require it, and I was like, you know what? It's just an extra thing I have to carry around.
That's interesting. Have you ever played a setup of yours without a ride cymbal?
I have not, but I listened to the whole set, and I was like,
There's no ride.
no ride. Yeah, so I was like, why should I bring an extra, 22-inch cymbal?
Sure. Yeah, if you're not going to play it, it's not part of the music.
Yeah.
Did it take any adjusting to not have a ride? I guess if you're playing the songs and they don't have a ride, you're not really thinking about it.
Exactly. Like the parts didn't necessarily
all hi-hat.
require it. Yeah, hi-hat or triggers.
Okay, so we're going to get to the triggers. So you were saying these 15-inch hats, these sweet hi-hat Ks, they're your favorites.
These are my favorite.
And 15s are
so versatile.
Big.
Yeah. Yeah, 15 is my favorite size for hi-hats. I know the 14s, a lot of people like them because they cut more. But I think these cut very, very well.
And they're probably louder.
Yeah, they're louder, exactly.
What's your selection of drum heads?
So for heads, we have all Emperors on the rock toms.
Okay.
And then this is a new thing I'm trying, the P4 on the floor tom. And then I have a P3 on the kick, controlled sound, and then a P77.
And what's on the bottom?
On the bottom, all Ambassadors.
Okay, so you use the single ply on the bottom, get a little more resonance and tone, and the dual ply on top.
Yeah.
So you wanted volume and you wanted durability.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with the 26 show run, I got to make sure that these stay intact. We've only changed them a few times, but they've been great.
And Pearl hardware with DW pedals, it looks like.
Yes, I have all Pearl hardware up here. And yeah, I use the DW 5000 pedals. They're the best.
Single pedal?
Yes, single, and then this is an extra one I use with my left for one song.
Oh, really? So you don't turn over and play it like this is another kit. You're actually using your left foot.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's get into the electronics. But before we do, let's go over your Vic Firth and Dorsey.
Yes.
What are you playing for sticks?
So for sticks, I'm using the Extreme 5As. These are my favorites. I've been using 5A barrels, honestly, for a lot, but my drum tech put me on. He was like, try the Extreme 5As. And yeah, these have been my favorite stick for a while now.
Wood tip?
Just regular acorn tip.
Yeah. Okay. And who's your drum tech?
Kevin Pace Jr., he's somewhere. But yeah, everything's been super consistent every night. You know, I really never have to move anything. He's been great.
Fantastic. So this electronic kit, this is a true hybrid kit.
Yes.
There's pads everywhere, a trigger here. Take us through all the electronics.
Okay, so I'm going to first start with the snare trigger. We just have a regular dual trigger on the snare. I'm triggering the rim and the middle of the head. And
Roland trigger.
Roland, yes, all Roland electronics.
Okay.
And for the kick, I just have a single trigger because obviously we don't have to trigger any rims.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have 3 PD8 pads here and then a BT1 bar over here.
Okay.
And then down here we have a V kick pad that comes with like the electronic kits.
And all of it's going to a TM6 Pro.
Yes, that's the module we're using for this run.
And how's it been?
It's been great. Honestly, it's so easy to assign all the sounds. It's easy to move kits around. You know, when they're like, hey, we're taking the song out, we're adding a song when we have special guests. I've been able to do it so fast. It's been really great.
Now, I'm counting the trigger sources and my bad math brings me to 7.
Yes.
But this is a TM6
So
Pro.
there's 6. So basically we have this one running as an A and B. So there's like a Y splitter cable going to them. So this is acting as the head. This is acting as the rim.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a dual. So everything is dual.
I
So
see.
like how I'm triggering the rim here or the head.
Is only
we're
one
using-
trigger, but it's dual
Yeah.
sensed trigger.
So we're just running that. And I just have, you know, the A part as whatever sound and then B part as a different sound.
Very cool. Okay. And so technologically, what we're talking about is that these are actually going into the TRS of a single trigger input. And the trigger thinks that there's a rim being played by this
Yes.
and a primary on this.
Yes.
And that's how you get the extra sounds out of 6 inputs.
Yeah.
So it's 6 dual inputs.
Mhm.
And we're just taking advantage of that.
Yes.
It's great. It's very innovative. It's a great way to do it. It sounds to me like you have songs where there's specifically just rim and other places where there's specifically just snare sounds.
Well, it's
Or
not
it could
even-
be anything, right?
Yeah,
because
it's
it doesn't know
currency.
what sound it is. It just knows that it's a
Exactly.
different source.
It's just assigned as that. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I have like an open hi-hat and like a snap because I'm playing here on this one interlude we do, and then I move to the snare. So it's like, okay, I have these over here just to play that, and then I can move over here.
And what's the
Yeah.
foot pedal for?
And the kick, we have this one song. I was gonna do it on a couple songs, but there's one song that just has a really muted kick sound, and this would have been a lot. And I'm not a fan of having all the drums in the box, so I was like, let me play it, you know? So there's a part where in the verse, it's playing this muted kick. It's kind of like a ballady song, and then it moves to the actual set. So I was like, why don't we incorporate, you know, some electronic stuff so I can still play it, you know?
And then you have an A-B for, what does that do?
That switches the kits.
Oh, so you're manually switching every song.
So, and sometimes in between songs. So honestly, the thing that has been not difficult, but an adjustment for me to learn is switching while I'm chopping or setting something up, because you can't have all the triggers on while you're chopping because it might sound really crazy.
Mhm.
So in some songs, I'll have to like turn it off and then turn it back on, which has been, you know, a little bit of an adjustment, but it's cool. It's fun. It's definitely a challenge.
So that's backwards and forwards on this. That's basically this.
Yeah, but I can just do it here, like if I need to.
Right. So where did you get the sounds that are being played back from the TM6 Pro?
Our MD, Wow Jones, sent me a lot of them, and some of them I had to make. Sometimes they'll be like, oh, this guest is gonna come, like, can we do this song? So I'll just go find the song, chop it up, take the, you know, actual samples, sometimes EQ it, put some reverb on it, and yeah, and then I just upload on it, and it's ready to go.
Are you triggering any loops, or are you playing everything?
Playing everything.
And are there sequences in this show, or everything is your live drumming? There's not click and that kind of thing.
Well, we're playing the tracks, but all the drums are pretty much out of the track. Like I was like, let me.
I see. So you're
trigger
playing
rather.
to the click,
Mhm.
but no loops and no additional drums.
Yeah, just like maybe a little percussion, you know,
Right.
just to add some texture. But
Sure. Well, in today's world of massive production on songs, there's a lot of layers to play back for people in the audience to hear it sound familiar.
Yeah. And that's why I was like, I want the people to, hear the sounds from the record. So I was like, let's trigger as much as we can so I can play it and it's not just me playing on top of the track.
Right. Awesome. All right, so let's hear the kit. Modern drummer, Payton Taylor, David Frangioni, thank you for checking out this great rig, this true hybrid kit, and look for our interview in another video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below, and thank you for being the best part of Modern Drummer.
Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.